Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Flagrant Talk Sports Podcast. It's Moses here alongside the GOAT, Isaiah Gessner.
What's up, everybody?
And today we are back with some MLB content. Opening day is finally among us at the time of this recording. It is crazy. The off season, spring training, all of it in the rearview mirror, and it is time for the real deal. So, of course, in flagrant talk fashion, Isaiah and I are going to give you guys some predictions. We're going to walk through the divisions, give some predictions for the winners there. We're going to give some awards predictions as well. Cy Young, Rookie of the Year, MVP, and of course, we are going to give the World Series prediction here today for the people. To be determined who we pick.
You'll never guess.
We are gonna dive right into it, Zay. What do you got for the people?
Yeah, again, just reiterating everything Mo said. This is basically, instead of breaking these videos up into separate things like awards and divisions, we decided, F it, let's make a jam-packed video of all of our takes all compressed into one thing. Mo and I are going to go through our picks, kind of give a brief explanation as to why, and just hammer through all of this. So whether you're watching the full video or just tuned in to see if we pick your team or a player from your team, either way, thank you for tuning into the video. And I can get us started here with the American League East. Right out the gate, Moses's Boston Red Sox. What's the point in filming a video if you're not going to get controversial off rip? Now, let me tee everything up. This is a very, very difficult division for me to figure out because I feel confident that the Blue Jays are fifth. They're not terrible. They're not like the worst team in baseball, but they're not serious. I'd probably say the Rays are fourth. Always seem to overperform a little bit. And you know, kind of I always compare them to the Miami Heat. I always like to make the little cross sports connections where they're just kind of feisty. Like it's less about who is on the team and it's more of the fact that I won't count out the Rays, even though I don't think they're going to win the AL East. I would be pretty surprised. And then you get the three teams that I think really have a shot of winning this and making the postseason in the Boston Red Sox, Baltimore Orioles, and of course, the New York Yankees. Pre-Garrett Cole injury, I would have taken the Yankees. But I think to give the Yankees some more credit, given the loss of Juan Soto as well, they had one of the as almost as good of an offseason as you could have possibly had. Like they made key improvements to their roster. They still made some improvements with their pitching. It's just unfortunate to lose Garrett Cole, and especially this close to the season. The biggest thing for the Red Sox and the number one concern I had about them was solved about an hour before Mo and I recorded this video about Rafael Devers. What's going to happen now? You have Bregman, who is going to play third base. Is he going to play third base? Are they going to make Raf DH? Is that going to cause a stir up or a mix? Well, we got our answer. And the answer is yes, Raf will be the DH this season for the Sox, and Bregman will play third base. It remains to be seen. We haven't heard anything because we're just recording this on what Raf thinks. I'm sure, at least publicly, he's going to be open about I'm comfortable with it. Anything to win. He's going to give the political answer, and I think that is the right thing to do, especially when the Red Sox have a chance to win the division. I think the Yankees loss is the Sox gain, and I'm going out with a bit of a riskier pick here, and I'm taking the Red Sox.
Nah, man, I absolutely love the pick. Obviously, I gave the Red Sox an A grade in my off-season grades video. I believe that was the only team in this division, to receive that grade. So I totally love it. That Raf answer is huge as well. I was
Yeah.
probably gonna go with the Yankees, man, just like you prior to Garrett going down. Not that they're out of the picture. They signed Max Fried. They
Yeah.
add some depth. They're gonna be just fine. They had an amazing offseason.
Totally.
But also a little spoiler for later in the video, or I guess sneak peek, I should say. That Raf move, moving Bregman to third, opening up second base and short the middle infield there for the youth of the Red Sox to develop throughout the season. We already have Christian Campbell on the opening day
Yep.
roster. The big three is they're here and they're coming. So I love it. I'm a big fan of the pick.
Yeah.
I surprisingly enough though do not have my Sox, man. I'm going with the team that I personally wasn't a big fan of their offseason, but as I've had time to process and think about it, the Baltimore Orioles, man, they
I
didn't
like it.
do anything crazy in the offseason. They honestly lost their biggest
Mhm.
pitcher in Corbin Burns, which is going to be seen how they're going to fill those innings up because, you know, that guy can pitch 200 innings in a season with 15 wins. Like, he's just one of the best pitchers in the game. So that is a
Yep.
huge loss for this team, coming off of a great season, coming off of another postseason collapse. Just this team, it's their Grim Reaper. They're an amazing regular season team, and then the youth catches up to
Mhm.
them in the postseason. It's going to be TBD to see if they can get over the hump, but I think they're going to start it off with winning the East again, like they did not last season, but 2023.
Yeah.
Um, Love the signing of Tyler O'Neill, who was big for the Red Sox last year on his 1 year in Boston. He's going to be great for the Orioles. And the guy from Japan, the 35-year-old Tomoyuki Sugano,
Mhm.
is the pitcher that they brought in, I guess, to fill Burns's place. We'll see what he can do, but he looked really good in spring training. The youth is here. I understand now that they couldn't go crazy in the offseason because they're going to try and want to lock down these guys that they already have, that they brought up. So I was a little
Mhm.
harsh in my offseason grades video. I gave them a D, but I still think this team is primed to win this division. But as you said, it's
Yeah.
definitely those three at the top. Blue Jays, too many question marks. Vladdy and Bo Bichette might not even be here at the end of the year because their contracts expire. Um, if things go wrong for the Blue Jays, they're going to be gone. Rays,
Mhm.
as you said, always in the running, but they're kind of
Yep.
young this year. There's new faces. It's a different energy down there, although it's the same
Mhm.
formula. Um, I'm gonna go with the more confident pick for me, at least in Baltimore.
Yeah, I definitely like it, and like I said, I could see really 3 teams winning this division, and it's kind of the perfect segue into the next one in the AL
Yeah,
Central. We could get started here with your pick, and then I'll piggyback and make mine. But who do you have
let's
winning
do it.
the Central?
I have a team that went on a little wild card upset run against Houston last season. I have the Kansas City Royals winning the AL Central
Yeah.
for, I should have had the stat, for the first time in a while, maybe since first time since they won the World Series, I believe in like
Mhm.
2014 or 2012. So it's been a while.
Yeah.
Kansas City Royals fans have been waiting. Finally, get back into the postseason. They have the guys, they have the pieces. Bobby Witt Jr. is must see at short
Bro.
there. He just does it all, both sides of the ball. I did think this division, all these teams kind of had so off seasons, some obviously
Mhm.
better than others. I would say the Royals were probably on the higher tier list of having a good offseason compared to a worse one. The big thing for me here is the pitching depth. I think the Royals' pitching depth is the best in this division. Their 1 through 9 lineup might not be the best in this division, but pitching carries you a long way, especially during a long season. And they got dudes on dudes. Um, New faces coming in as well, with Jonathan India coming over from Cincinnati, a guy who was a
Mhm.
rookie of the year a couple years ago. See if he can get back to, that limelight and being that guy. Um, I'm just really liking the vibe of the Royals here. But as you said, this is kind of a 3 team, maybe even 4,
I
in this
I
division, man.
think
It's
4. I
yeah.
really think this is like one of the let me say my pick, but yeah, I have the Tigers winning.
Yep.
But I agree with you. I could see 4 if I squint and you tell me the Twins win it, you tell me Kansas City wins it, you tell me Detroit wins it, you tell me the Cleveland wins it.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at any of those picks. Obviously, the White Sox are terrible. Like there's nothing else for us to talk about there. But I
Yeah.
picked the Tigers, but it's not for with this big confident thing. I think this is going to be one of the more interesting divisions to see play out this year strictly because of how open it is. We know how the Tigers ended last season where they just played some amazing baseball. And I guess the rational question is, can they do that again? Are they really as good as advertised as how they ended last year? We'll see. I kind of like that momentum carrying over. Like you said, it's
Yeah.
not like any team here had a great offseason. Everyone kind of just did like they did enough.
Yeah.
They did
Yeah.
good. There's nothing you can look at where you're like, wow, this is awful. But there's also nothing where it's like, yeah, this is a top 5 offseason for a baseball team. So
Mhm.
I I think it's going to be open. I think like I'm not mad at your Royals pick at all because as you said, Bobby Witt is must see TV. A little sneak peek. I'm gonna get around to him a little later in the
Yep.
video. I
Yep.
think the dude is special, and I'm not gonna lie, it was almost enough for me to sway Kansas City. I had them as 2 here,
Yeah.
but it's going to be really interesting. The Twins, the big question mark with them is their health always
Yeah, man.
because
Mhm.
they have some good names. They have some good pieces on that team, but if they can't stay healthy, I throw my hands up and move on. Like I can't pick the Twins with much confidence. Uh,
Yeah.
like it's really I think open. I'm going with the Tigers. I think the interesting note that I made here is that let me find it here. I have too many tabs open. Here we go. Tariq Skubal is going for the first back-to-back Cy Young Award winner since Pedro Martinez did it in 1999 2000. Just a little something to watch. I think he is the
Wow.
betting favorite, if I'm
Yeah.
remembering correctly. So
Yeah.
it'll be interesting to watch. I'm picking the Tigers, throwing my hands up, saying, "Hey, they were hot 10 last year. We'll see," but it's wide open
The
here.
I I fully agree. We both go in with, comfortable teams, kind of riding that playoff energy.
Hmm.
But I would say this is definitely 14. I didn't like the Guardians off season. I would say they
Yeah.
regressed, even though they were
Hmm.
in the American League Championship Series, which is insane.
It
Um,
is.
but like the Twins won the division in 2023. Like it's
Yeah.
really health. Like Correa and Buxton and Royce Lewis, like that big three of bats is
Hmm.
it's a damn good trio. So this division, although it's been kind of slept on the last few years, it's a fun one to keep track of and watch because it's gonna be tight down the stretch. So
Yeah. I totally agree. It is wide open here. And I guess I can take the lead this
you
time
can,
around
yeah,
since
yep.
it is my division. Let's do the AL West where I have the Rangers
I
walking
do as
out
well.
with the yeah. So hey, our first time agreeing on the video, But again, I will tee this up the same way I teed up the last two. There's really only
Yep.
two divisions in baseball that I feel pretty confident about the winner. This is not one of them. Um, I got the Rangers here. Obviously, can never count out the Astros. For me, it's more of a vibes thing that I know they're getting older. We talked about it pre-recording about Altuve's only getting older in some of those pieces. And my Mariners, we know how amazing their pitching is. It is legitimately multiple Cy Young candidates on that rotation. But their off season, let's be honest, it's an F. It was terrible. You said it in your video, and I
Yeah,
agree with
man.
you as a Mariners fan. It was terrible. I got to see the team dump some money on Cal Raleigh, so that was cool. We'll see if Big Dumper, can stick around because he has been one of the good bats that we've had in recent years. Uh, the argument for, I guess, the Mariners is Julio taking a leap, maybe being an MVP thing, not starting off on a slow start like he normally has. But I'm going with the Rangers here to win it, and you do as well. So, what is your
Yeah, man.
reasoning for picking them?
Um, my reasoning is screwed because I just found out. Dude, this is insane. I'm still clicking. Okay. The Houston Astros have won the American League West every season since 2016, except for the shortened 2020 COVID year. I thought that was insane. I was just clicking through every season standings, and they were at the top every time. So as I said, gonna start this off with not confident in this. But
Yeah.
after the offseason and losing Kyle Tucker, losing Ryan Presley, losing Alex Bregman, there's a lot of question marks for the Astros. Their top prospect made the opening day roster. Is his youth, is he going to be ready for the majors right away?
Yep.
Like, he's going to need to be a big contributor if they want to win this division. I just think the Rangers, after a horrific 2024, mainly in part due to injury, this team won the World Series in 2023. We
Yeah.
know the talent that they have. They've re-signed one of those key pieces in Nathan Eovaldi. Simeon and Seager are coming back with a vengeance. Like, it's just, as you said, it's just the vibes, man, of the Astros. Although, as I said, winning the division every year since 2016, except for 2020, is absurd. But
Yeah.
I think it's time for a passing of the torch. The Astros definitely have the talent to get it done. The Mariners, as you mentioned, no offense. We know what the rotation can do, but I
Yeah.
just think this Rangers team made a lot of like very good, like nothing crazy, but just solid moves to
Mm-hmm.
improve little bits and pieces of the bullpen or some depth here. I really like the Rangers offseason. I think they're gonna get it done this year.
Yeah, and I like what you said there about Seager and Simeon. They still have it, man. I know they're
Yep.
old. They've still got it. And I think too, if you believe in Evan Carter and Wyatt Langford, that might give you a little bit
Mm-hmm.
more momentum about picking this Rangers team. I know it kind of helped me with this pick, but like you said, difficult division. It's going to be interesting to see play out. I desperately wanted to, pick my Mariners, but I couldn't do it. So
Tough,
it
man.
is what it
Tough,
is.
man. Yep. It's on Lapoto.
Um, yeah, man. Well, I guess I'll pray, but I'm expecting here an 81-81 season and missing the playoffs probably by a game again. So that is what I've got in store for this season, which is exciting.
Yeah, man.
But anyways, the let's move to the NL now. Let's talk about the NL East.
Yeah.
I could get us started here with my pick. I am
Let's do it.
choosing and another difficult one. I really think it's a three-team race here, but I'm going with the Phillies to
Yep.
win The East, it was between them and the Braves for me. I think the Mets did at least I did consider them, but ultimately went with the
Yeah.
Phillies. For me, it's the best rotation in the division. It would is my take, and the healthiest lineup heading into the season. So I've got them there. I think Spencer Strider, the way that he played in that debut was great, and obviously you hope that that momentum can carry. Coming off of such a big injury with his UCL is obviously a scare, but we know that brother is incredible. Like his
Yeah.
bag of tricks that he can dive into, he's one of the best in the entire league. Um, it's tough because we already know with the Mets, they're banged up, especially in that rotation. So it's an eye that it's difficult to assess them. And the Braves, they're the Braves, man. Like I can that's a team where they're making the playoffs, and
Yep.
regardless, to me,
Mhm.
it's more so
Mhm.
if they're gonna win the NL East, they're more than capable of doing so. One of the best players in the sport, and that roster is still very good and very complete. So got the Phillies, but again, I think it is a three-team race to win it.
I agree again with the three-team race, but we're differing in our opinions. My winner is the team that you just mentioned, the Atlanta Braves.
Nice.
Um, I know, yes, the Phillies won the division last year, but it was only by 6 games, and the Braves were just riddled with injuries again.
Hmm.
As you mentioned, Strider, Acuna, just a lot of down season for the Braves. And yeah, their offseason was kind of meh. They trade away Jorge Soler, so they're losing some power, but
Hmm.
they've been one of the most home run heavy teams in the majors the last few seasons. So not a big detriment to them there. I really like bringing Jerickson Profar over from the Padres. He just is coming off
Hmm.
his first All-Star game. Had a really his best season last year in the majors. So I like throwing some money his way and seeing him improve the outfield as much as I love our guy, ex Mariners legend. I don't know why
Kellenick.
his name just yeah, man. It's just
Oh,
two boomer
brother.
busts there. Two boomer busts
Mariners
there.
legend.
Yeah, but I love Profar adding some depth to the outfield. I think Strider's gonna come back and be their guy again. I think Acuna is gonna come
Yeah,
back and maybe be on an MVP trajectory type
agreed.
season. A little bit more risky of a play here with the injuries and the unknowns, but I'm gonna trust it. I think they're gonna knock
Hmm.
off the Phillies, but yeah, the Mets, I wanted to go with them. And Soto, is he going to have an MVP season after getting the biggest contract ever? I would have loved to have said them because, yeah, although I think their offense is unbelievable, as you mentioned, the pitching, too many injuries, too
Hmm.
many unknowns. Senga coming back, is he going to look the same? Manaya and Frankie Montes, they're 2 and 3 are out for some time. Clay Holmes, a guy that they signed, never been a starter. Like he's gonna be a starter now. It's just too many questions for the Mets. Little less questions here, but this is who I'm settling with in the East.
I'm not mad at it. Like I said, I really do think it's a three-team race, but if I had to be a little more specific, I think it is between the Phillies and the Braves. So obviously,
Mm-hmm.
can't complain about your pick there. We can move on
Mm-hmm.
now to the NL Central. Who do you have winning this?
This division is another interesting one, I would say.
Hmm.
Sorry, I'm just flipping to my notes here. The Brewers won this division last season, but they lost their closing pitcher and Devin Williams, trading him
Hmm.
to the Yankees. The Cardinals seriously did nothing, lost Paul Goldschmidt and kind of made some ripples in the uh, relationship, with Nolan
Yeah, yeah,
Arenado. After talking about trading him all off season, the Cubs
mhm,
are another team, one of the few that I gave an A in the offseason. They
yeah.
are destined to win this division, especially after they did Zay and I so wrong
They
last
did,
year
man.
when I believe we both but we doing it
We
again, I
did.
guess. I
Mhm.
have I have the Cubs, man. Presley, Tucker, they lost Bellinger, but they have uh, Eli Morgan was one of the best relievers last year. They signed him.
Yep.
Like, it is just an unbelievable haul in for the Cubs. Not as much on the way out. Um, I would say
Mhm.
baseball is better when Wrigley is jumping and they're in the playoffs. Wrigley in October is just, it's nostalgic. It's legendary. We need to see
Yeah.
it, and I think this Cubs team is the one that's gonna get it done, get them back into the postseason.
I am here with you. Again, this is one of the 2 divisions, and we got burnt last year, like you said, so who knows, right? We could
Yep.
totally get burnt again. I know it does feel really popular for people to kinda fade the Brewers right now. I cannot count them out. Like, they're one of those
Can't count them
teams
out.
that I can't count them out, but I do feel pretty confident in the Cubs. I love the swing for Kyle Tucker. It's a 1-year rental before he hits the market, but he's a legitimate, like, top 10 player in baseball, and I think if you're looking to really revamp this roster, this is it. The Cody Bellinger thing is disappointing, but
Yeah.
it is what it is, losing Kyle Hendricks and some of those guys as well, but they picked up Mariners legend, speaking of Justin Turner. Um,
Yeah. I love that
um,
move, man.
I know that's a hey, that one hits both homes, but,
Yep.
yeah, I just really like this Cubs team. I think it is their division to lose, if I'm being totally honest with you, and I really think it's off the backbone of a Kyle Turner pickup and hoping that you can carry that momentum with you into the postseason this year, but I like this Cubs team.
I agree. And the Presley move is huge, man. They haven't had
Yeah.
a solidified closer in a long time. It's kind of been bouncing
Mhm.
around. No one's been able to solidify the ninth inning for the Cubs. They have
Yeah.
that now in Presley, and it's huge. That is so huge for a
Mhm.
team, knowing you can go into the ninth with the lead, and
Yeah.
95% of the time you're going to come out with a victory. So I just think this Cubs team is, yeah, as you said, it's theirs to lose.
Yeah. And speaking of theirs to lose, we'll talk about the NL West here. Just gonna throw it up. It's the Dodgers.
Excuse
Like
me, took my
that
breath away.
take. Yeah, no, I mean
Um,
it's the
I just
Dodgers.
I had to find the number real quick. Dude, FanDuel has them as minus 800 to win the division. As as much as like I want to convince myself that I guess like the Diamondbacks, they're not gonna win the division,
No, no.
but
But
if Corbin Burns has a Cy Young
mhm.
season on top of what they already have in the field with Carroll, I know they lose Christian Walker, but they pick up Josh Naylor in a trade from the Guardians. Like, this
Yeah.
team for the Diamondbacks, they could put up a fight, but you then look at the Dodgers. I'm just looking at my page of notes, and it is the entire page, and the Diamondbacks is about half a page. It is just there's no argument. There's like, you don't
No.
see the sports books doing that like that. This is we've never seen anything like this. And
No,
I feel like we said this last year. I feel like we said
we
that. I think
did.
we had this exact same
We
conversation
did.
last year.
We're copying and pasting, and they are better.
They're
I mean,
better.
they're
A lot.
their off season is it's an A plus.
It
Like,
might be the best offseason ever.
yeah, I I just don't understand, man. Like they're a juggernaut in every sense of the word. Their rotation, and then just wait till Otani can pitch it. Like it's not
Just
fair.
got
It's
chills. Yeah,
seriously
dude.
not fair to do this. But it is what it is. I will say to give a little bit of love to the rest of the division. I could see a world where both the Diamondbacks and Padres both make the wild card. I
Yeah.
think that is within the realm of possibilities. So it's not that this is a bad division and it's the Dodgers up top and everyone else. It's the Dodgers are up top of the league, and then there's a gap in anyone else. So
Yeah.
I can't pick like, yeah, the Diamondbacks are very good. I think in a couple of divisions, I would pick them to win. Not I think,
Yeah.
I would.
Yeah.
So I feel great about them. I feel pretty good about the Padres as well, being a fun, competitive team this year too. But
Hmm.
again, man, I will not be the sucker who doesn't pick the easiest thing we're gonna do in this entire video.
Yeah,
So
we would be idiotic to try
yeah,
and come up with something else. So
yeah. And now we can transition to personal accolades, the next portion of the video. And we're gonna do it
yep.
with the NL Rookie of the Year. And what a segue this is. My winner, Roki Sasaki, with the Dodgers as a pitcher. It's an award that I feel like is bred for pitchers. So that is one of the biggest reasons why I am leaning that way. I think he has
Yep.
the opportunity with Otani missing a little time pitching to fill that hole. He's gonna get some wins under his resume at a minimum. And just if he can be a decent arm in that rotation, they don't even it's not that they need it. It's purely a luxury, but
Yeah.
I think he's primed to walk away. He's got a nice mix. He easily can crack 100 miles an hour with his fastball. I'm This is my NL rookie pick.
The guy is 23, and the best team in the major leagues did everything they could to get him. I think that might be a sign of things to come. Unfortunately, he's just like, as you said, it's kind of like, I feel like the award, it's easier for pitchers to win. They have those start every 5 days. It's kind of more consistent
Yep.
compared to these rookie hitters who might be in and out of the lineup. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Sasaki's been doing it since 19 years of age in Japan. His first, dude, his first full season in Japan, he threw 83 innings, nothing crazy. 1.84 ERA at 19 against other professionals, yes, in Japan, but the second greatest baseball league in the world.
Bro.
As you said, throwing 100. He also has some off speed that he can play off of that 100 to make guys look silly. It's destined. Like the only like thing that hurts him is how good his team is, but he's gonna get the opportunities, and he's gonna make the most of every single one. So
Yeah. It is what it is, man. You're gonna get a lot of
freaking
Dodgers awards here, and you know, it is what it is. I'm not gonna pick it against them or their players strictly because it's like, no, I gotta pick a different name. Like, nah, man, it is what it is.
mm-hmm,
I've lived with
mm-hmm,
it, but you know, into one that is more open now in the
yeah.
AL Rookie of the Year race. Mo, who is your pick to win it?
So I wanted to go with another pitcher here, but I haven't done any glazing too much for my socks. I'm gonna start it now. I
I
might be
like
wrong with the guy. My pick for AL Rookie of the Year is Marcelo Mayer. But I'm gonna say this. This is my take. I'm not gonna chuck guarantee, but I'm gonna Moses stamp of approval this. I think one of the Red Sox big three, Marcelo Mayer, Christian Campbell, who's on the big league roster, and Roman Anthony, the number 2 prospect in all of the majors. I think one of them wins this award, is my take.
Yeah.
As we mentioned, Devers being solidified as the DH opens up the middle infield. It's going to be Christian Campbell to start the year. But Marcelo Mayer, man, this guy in 36 at-bats in spring training, he was the second leading guy in RBIs for the Sox and had a 982 OPS. This kid can rake. The issue is we have a ton of really, really good lefties in the lineup already, and he is a lefty. I think that's honestly why Christian Campbell made the opening day roster, is because he's a right-handed bat. And he has plus defense. I don't know if you guys saw that play the other day, but he made a diving grab at second that I think solidified his spot there to start the season at least. Mayer, though, better offensively, and not a slouch on D either. His main position is short, actually. He wants to play short for the Boston Red Sox. It's going to be tough with Trevor Story still there, but Story's older, has been dealing with injuries. Hopefully, if Mayer can make his way onto the roster and he gets some play time, maybe he opens up and is like, hey, man, I'm doing this. I'll play second. I'll do anything to play at the big league level now that I've seen it, now that I've tasted it. This is my probably wildest pick of the video, but I think one of the big three is going to get it done.
I am not at all mad with your pick, although mine is different. It's pretty absurd that I think, the Sox have 2 of the top 3 betting favorite prospects there. It's another reason why I picked them to win the East. I love the farm system that they're building there. My pick, though, is in tune with a reason I picked Crazy Photo, but there weren't a ton to pick from for Jackson Jobe of the Detroit Tigers. He is
At least you
MLB
know he's throwing
pipeline.
gas.
That's it. Exactly. You make a face like that, man. You know, you're serving the base at the moment. You're serving the base. 5th overall prospect in MLB's pipeline, second pitching prospect, 22 years old. One of the worst things about getting older is seeing that these kids are younger than me and then, thinking to myself, where did I go wrong? He is another prospect with a variety of different pitches that he can hit you with. We saw him appear in 2 regular season games down the stretch last year, and 2 more appearances in the postseason as a relief. So he's gotten a little bit of experience here, but now it's his opportunity to fully take the bull by the horns. I know that I do need to pull. Here it is. Only one of the past 8 rookies of the year have been a pitcher, but
Wow.
which did surprise me a little bit, but both my picks are pitchers. I think that it's 2 great prospects. I think Jobe is poised to really help the Tigers here, who can be competitive in their division. And again, not mad at all with your take either. I wouldn't be surprised one bit if a Red Sox player brought it home.
100%. And as I said, I wanted to go pitcher here, and this was the guy I was thinking of in Jackson Jobe. We saw it last year. He has the stuff. He has the guys around him with Scoob and company to give him some tips and tricks on how to be a stud in this league. That stat on fielding players being the winner for this award is I'm kind of taken aback by that. Like, I know there's been a lot of studs coming up. I mean, we have Dominguez with the Yankees. Like, he's in this race as well. Cam
Absolutely.
Smith, now that he made the opening day roster for the Astros,
Mhm.
could very well do it. Like but that I did not see that. Did not
Yeah.
expect that.
I didn't either. It was one of those stats I saw and was like, "Huh, that surprises me a little bit," but it
Yep.
is what it is. I mean, I guess it doesn't totally surprise me. You hit the major leagues and you're gonna have that welcome to the league moment, probably a couple
Yeah.
times of like,
Yeah.
yeah, buddy, you're still 22. Like I'm still gonna rake this off you, but I
Yeah.
think he's got enough to win the award here. Um, man, looking ahead to our next one, we can now talk some Cy Young. Everyone is gonna
Yep.
think I'm a Red Sox fan with my
I
picks.
love
I'm
it,
now
bro.
starting to piece it together.
I
I'll
love
go
it.
ahead and knock it out. I have Garrett Crochet of
Come
the Boston
on.
Red Sox here, winning the Cy Young Award. He dazzled last year, but for obvious reasons, the workload was severely tampered. The White Sox could not risk him getting hurt before they dealt him. So now he's got an opportunity with a good Red Sox team at being a one of the favorites to walk away with the AL Cy Young Award. He's going to be one of those leading candidates without a doubt. I think Cole Reagans is deserving of being in there as well, and Scooble, like I
Yeah.
said, going for that back-to-back win there for the Cy Young Award. But I love what Crochet can do. I think another reason why I wanted to, as I'm filling out this list, find ways to tie in. Okay, if I have the Sox winning the East, it's not crazy for them to have the Cy Young winner as well. We know what Crochet can do. I'm excited this year we can go in saying, hey, he doesn't play for the White Sox. We can see him just absolutely ball out. And that is my Cy Young pick.
The Sox got brighter for Garrett and in an amazing way. I'm loving this pick, man. I really hope it cashes.
Yeah.
We'll see. The big thing is the workload, if he can work through a full
Hmm.
year's of work. But that's why the Sox have like a 6-man starting rotation. It might
Yep.
not end up being that way, but we have 6 different starters who at any point can come in, give him rest if you need. Like it's gonna work
Yes.
out. I love the pick because we obviously know what he has when he's
Yeah.
throwing like he can. I also probably should have, I don't know, went with like a Oriole or something because I had them winning, but I'm going with giving the Yankees some love here, and I'm going with Max Fried. I was gonna go Garrett, I believe,
Yeah.
before the injury. Um, I just felt like he was due for one, and this is another guy who's kind of just due for a Cy Young. Making
Yep.
his second All-Star game last year down in Atlanta, stepping up big for them in the absence of Spencer Strider. But in 2022, his first All-Star appearance, he finished second in Cy Young voting in the NL.
Mhm.
Um, I think Fried now coming into the season, knowing that he's the number one on this team, knowing the contract that they gave him, knowing he's in New York. And if you do anything except for greatness, you're getting booed. You're thrown to the wolves. That's
Yep.
all they know is winning and greatness in New York. I think he's going to embrace all of this. It could also very well go the other way. The lights could be too bright, but he's been on
Mhm.
some big stages. This isn't his first rodeo. And I think at least we're consistent with our left-handed pitchers here in the
Mhm.
American League. But
Didn't
yeah,
even
man, I
realize
think
that.
yep, two lefty studs coming to new teams. We'll
Mhm.
see if they can get it done.
I love it, and that sets up for the NL Cy Young prediction here. I have a man who last year took the baseball world by the horns and said, "Hey, I'm here and I'm really that good." Quiet dude, but his play is very loud. I have Paul Skeens of the Pittsburgh Pirates winning the Cy Young Award. He was amazing last year, and I think they are going to have fewer restrictions with him this year. I think they're just going to let him go out there and let it rip every single game that he plays. Just an absolute baller. His youth was not an issue. He came right into the league, made an impact, let it be known right away. I expect the same exact thing this year. I think he's going to build
Yeah.
off of the momentum from last year and just solidify himself as right up there with being in the conversation for the best pitcher in all of professional baseball, because I really do think that is his ceiling, which is even more scary that we're not at that we're
Yeah.
waiting to see the ceiling, because
Mm-hmm.
it's if you're this good out the gate, my God, the
It's
league better be
crazy.
concerned.
It's crazy. Obviously, his time in college, going from Air
Mhm.
Force to LSU, that experience there, paying
Yeah,
dividends in his first season in the majors, as you said, just absolutely took the league by storm. Currently, the favorite for this award in year 2, which is
yeah,
just absurd. We know what he can do. The heater, the off speed, he's got all of it working for him. You can pencil in 15 to 20 wins for the Pirates if he makes
yeah,
30 starts, and probably in all 30 of those starts, they're going to be in the game. They just might not get the bats for him, but
yeah.
love the pick here, man. Not mad at it. I'm going kind of off the board again, and funny enough,
Mm.
back to the Braves. I didn't even make that click
Oh,
originally, but I have Spencer Strider
I
coming off
like it.
of the UCL tear. The big thing for Strider is the long ball. Yes, he can strike them out like nobody in the majors. He has the strikeout stuff, but he gives up the long ball at a high rate. His ERA kind of jumps at times. If he can
Mhm.
come back with some more control, which I think he's going to have because of the injury, you can't just blow guys away all the time anymore. You got to be
Yeah.
able to control, pinpoint, be selective. I think Strider is going to come back. And I know the Braves have a lot of great pieces in that rotation. He doesn't need to be the guy. I just feel like his
Mhm.
mentality, especially after the last few seasons, is I am the guy for this team. I'm the ace, and I'm going to come out and show everyone that this injury is not going to hold me back.
Yep.
Hopefully, it doesn't come back to bite me, but I'm rocking with Strider here.
I like it too because, as you said, I went with the easiest pick. It money wise, logistically, I think it makes sense. I like the value here on a Spencer Strider as well. The injury, it's going to remain to be seen, but
Mm-hmm.
what we have seen is he still looks damn good, and I think
Yeah,
he's still got it, like you said, and might not be able to blow people away like he could before, but I promise you, he is still one of the best in the sport, and I
mm-hmm.
like this pick, even though it is a little more out there. So
Yep.
I
Same,
like it,
man.
and we can now move MVP. And I guess I'll knock this one out because I teased it early on in the video that this was going to be my pick. The winner of the AL MVP, I have Bobby Witt Jr. of the Kansas City Royals.
Make that 2, man. I'll take an order for 2.
Man, dude, this brother is him. This brother is him, man.
He's just so good at 24 going on 25. Like, he was, if Aaron Judge doesn't have an historic season last year, he
Yeah.
is easily the MVP of the league. Like, 9 times out of 10, you have the season Bobby had last year, you're winning an MVP.
Mm-hmm.
He ran into the one
Yep.
this time. I know I've been spamming it. Actual anomaly in baseball, the 6'7"
Yeah.
dude that can rake for 60 home runs. Bobby Witt, his speed, his plus defense, like everything that
Mhm.
he brings, being the centerpiece for the Royals, man. I guess this is where my connection hits with the Royals being my
Yeah.
division winner. I just think he's a favorite over Judge, which is it's a little
Oh,
scary, but clearly people are
okay.
on the hype train for good reason.
Mhm. Yeah, he has all of the tools in his bag. Like you said, he's kind of a demigod in his
Yep.
ability. He has all of the tools. He's capable of stealing 30 bags. He's capable of raking a nice amount of home runs. He does well at the plate consistently. He doesn't
Yeah.
start off the season slow. He goes into it with that momentum. I
Yep.
like this pick for Bobby Witt. We'll never count out Aaron Judge. That does kind of surprise me that Witt is the favorite, but
Yeah.
like you said last year, amazing season. In most years, he walks away with an MVP. It's the way things shake up sometimes, but man, I like that we're both on the Bobby Witt train. And now we can
I have a
move over
little
to one. Oh,
I have a
yeah,
little
go
dark
ahead.
horse real quick. I just
Okay.
saw this. We both had the Rangers as our winner.
Yeah.
Corey Seager is plus 1100 to win
Oh.
AL MVP. If you're a Rangers fan, might be a little sprinkle time. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, where is he at rankings wise? Is he third then?
Fourth, it goes Witt, Judge, Henderson, then Seager.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm not mad at the Henderson. What's Henderson's money?
Plus 850. Like it's Judge and Witt,
Okay.
1 and 2, basically neck and neck, and
Yeah,
then there's a gap
little gap.
between.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
we picked Bobby, so I guess our money should be on that, but that
Yep.
is interesting. The next one here, NL MVP. I'm gonna pick the guy Shohei Ohtani until he doesn't show me that he is capable of winning MVP.
It's the Patrick Mahomes. It's the Kansas City treatment.
Right,
It's
right.
like I was trying so hard. Like Juan Soto he's gonna hit
Mhm.
400. He's gonna have 40 home runs. He's gonna carry the Mets. He's gonna have the greatest offensive season ever.
Yeah.
But then there's this guy that could do that and have like a 2 ERA, lead the National League in strikeouts if he's like
Yep.
Shohei is just like it's boring, man. I'm sorry, but we don't even need to like read the stats or look like you just know what he's
Mhm.
gonna do. He's already getting it started in Japan, in his home country, against the Cubbies, hitting his first home run of the season. Like it's
Yep.
just he's ready. He's so ready.
Yeah. Yeah, there's like little I even need to say. It's the pick until it's not.
Kinda
That's it.
yeah, man. Kinda similar to at least my we ready for
Yeah, we're ready. Let's let it rip. Our World Series pick for this season, the Colorado Rockies. Not bad.
Zach
It's the
Veen?
Dodgers.
All right. It's
Drew Romo. It's their time. Yeah, it's the Dodgers.
thank you guys for watching. We will no,
Yeah, see you guys in the next vid, man. I'm not. I don't even want to say anything because it's glazed. Like the entire video has
It's
been building
glazed,
to this.
and I don't want to say
Like,
anything because I don't want it to get clipped and then posted everywhere and then like this I forget who it was, but this one guy was talking about how doesn't think the Dodgers are postseason ready last year.
Yeah, so
Well, we
that was
sure
a
are
great
now.
yeah, that was a great take. Yeah, man, I don't really know what to say. They're the best team in baseball, most complete team,
By a
amazing
long
rotation.
shot.
Yeah, multiple MVPs back to back to back in your lineup. Solid bullpen. I don't really know what more.
One through
There's a reason they're
nine.
minus 1 to win their division.
Yeah, 1 through 9 might be the best lineup we've ever seen. Rotation
Yeah,
could be one of the better ones we've seen. The bullpen is definitely one of the best bullpens we've seen. Like, it is just, it's silly. It's
everything.
silly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Teoscar Hernandez left the Mariners, went there, and was an all-star. Like,
And they
it's
signed him through three, like a fat deal. Yeah, man.
it's theirs to lose. But yeah, the Dodgers got them winning the World Series. But those are just Mo and my picks. Let us know all of your picks. If you agree, disagree, who do you have winning divisions, awards? Do you believe in someone else to win the World Series? If so, please let us know who. We will
Mm-hmm.
have some more baseball content throughout the year. It is a great time to be a sports fan. Was just recently thinking about there will be a 2 week stretch next month. We'll have baseball in full effect, NFL draft, which we will be live streaming, but we'll talk more about that down the road. We'll have
Mm-hmm.
NBA playoffs going on. We'll have WrestleMania. So for my WWE fans, we'll have a video on the channel for all of our WrestleMania picks. Again, it'll be hockey playoffs. It'll like that 2 week stretch is going to be amazing. We're gonna have a ton of awesome content and things to talk about. So looking forward to what's ahead and enjoying opening day right now.
Yeah, man. It's been surreal, but we thank you all for joining us. Let us know your thoughts. And
Hmm.
before we sign off, Zay, a little opening day song of the pod for the people, man. What do you got
Man,
for our peeps today?
man, it is, and we had to go with something that fit the vibe of an opening day. I did a little bit of knowledge about me. I worked minor league with the Spokane Indians, so I
Yep.
did. Who are a Colorado Rockies affiliate. So worked with their marketing team, everything like that. So I'm well versed in the world of baseball music. But one of my favorites, "Start Me Up" by the Rolling Stones. Amazing song, never fails to put a smile on my face. Love the Stones, and I do think they are kind of synonymous with baseball.
100%.
Just one of those bands. But what do you have, Mo?
All timer. I have another classic here from the Stone Temple Pilots with Vaseline. Just
Nice,
hype. I don't know. I just
nice.
imagine a guy running out of the bullpen, getting amped
Yeah.
up, waving to the crowd, or the mascot Ray. I don't know. So it's just
Oh
opening
yeah.
day vibes are here. Rock,
Mm-hmm.
country, you know how it is, but we love it.
It is.
I'm here for
I
it,
love it.
and I can't wait for this season. Although we ended on a gloomy, solidified, we'd say note. I think this year is going to be a really, really fun baseball
I do
season.
too. I do too. Can't wait to see my team pitch.
Yeah, you'll just watch like if you guys are home, just watch the top half, and if you guys are away,
Yeah.
just watch the
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah,
just
I'll be like, "Oh,
it'll
Julio's at the mound." I I do think it's possible he wins MVP. Not to like re-dig up
yeah.
that convo. I do think it's possible if he can avoid the slow start because it's the same thing. He starts off slow, then slowly gets in his groove. Then post All-Star break, he has like a 2-3 week stretch where he looks like the best player in the sport. And
Yep.
then kind of tapers off into like the median of where you would expect him to be. If we can
Mhm.
just get some consistency, then could go a long way, but yeah, even
Yeah.
with that, They're not a World Series threat or anything like that, but could be better offensively than we were last year. Not that that bar is necessarily high, but
For sure.
ready for some baseball nonetheless.
Yep.
Thank you all for tuning in. Let us know your favorite baseball song, and we will see you all in the next video. Peace,
Later,
everybody.
everybody. Peace.